Hey there, Jamie Maloney here on day 12 of my 28-day water fast, currently February 12th, 2018. On today's video, I want to talk briefly about the world record for the longest documented fast. I think it was in the 60s. A gentleman by the name of Angus Barbieri fasted for 382 days under medical supervision. Of course, but he entered a medical clinic, I think in Scotland, coming in at about 465 pounds and fasted for, again, 382 days, getting all the way down to about 170 pounds. Under medical supervision, he was given, daily multivitamin, potassium supplements, and everything, stayed, within normal ranges. His blood glucose did go in the range of 30 milligrams per liter, deciliter, whatever that reading means in terms of units. But he remained symptom-free and had no side effects from the lower blood sugar. Again, blood sugar is supposed to be between 70 and 100, and for me, it's maintained in that range in this 12-day fast. But fasting, again, very safe. Again, nothing wrong with it. I think the only risk is if you're not supplementing yourself with electrolytes, or if you're just too thin and you don't have the energy reserves. Again, the body is designed to go without food. That's what fat is. It's an energy reserve for the body. And even though I'm talking a lot on my fast about supplementing the fast with electrolytes, there's a number of YouTube testimonials where people didn't do anything, and so the body is very resilient and able to sustain itself through periods of caloric deficit. So don't let the fact that you're not eating scare you into thinking it's going to be anything life-threatening. Again, as long as you have the fat reserves on your body, which most of us do, and you're not pregnant or breastfeeding or planning to become pregnant or not diabetic, fasting is safe for pretty much anybody who is of average health. And even type 2 diabetes can be reversed. Of course, you need to do that under medical supervision. Dr. Jason Fung, who wrote the book, The Complete Guide to Fasting, of which I've recommended on this video series a couple of times, treats patients at his Canadian-based clinic. I think he's in Toronto, but I may be wrong about the location. He regularly prescribes periods of fasting. He educates patients on the prescription of fasting and makes a simple point that you become diabetic as a result of your diet. It's a dietary disease. And so it makes sense that the cure should be in some way dietary, not supplementally through pills. And one thing about me, I've never been somebody who likes pills. I believe a lot of modern medicine is flawed in its preachings and its research, and that the body can cure so much of its own ailments if we give it the time. And fasting is a great cure. It goes back thousands of years. A lot of cultures in the past, and even cultures today in other countries, do promote and practice fasting. And so fasting, again, very healthy for the body. I don't recommend necessarily that you have to do 28 days, but start with a 3-day fast, and you can do that very easily. Start by doing one, say, Friday at noon. Have your lunch at Friday at noon. Go through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, those 2 days you wouldn't eat, and then have your lunch again on Monday. That's 72 hours. That's your first completed fast. So you get food on the beginning and end days of the fast, and it really only feels like 2 days mentally. And so it's a very easy way to begin a fast. Now, I also want to talk also about why other diets and attempts at weight loss for me have failed. I've climbed from 170 back in my early 20s, all the way up to 270 pounds. I've had some periods in my 20s where I lost 30 and 40 pounds 2 or 3 times, can't remember specifically. One of them was through doing some fasts, and I kind of forgot about that in my 30s until I had to, basically I was getting to where I was going to hit 300 pounds here within probably the next year and a half if I didn't do something about my weight. But my problem with food is I'm a food addict. And we need to, this is important that I think in our medical community, that doctors begin to treat patients that are obese as addicts, not as just giving them the normal lecture of, well, you just got to reduce your caloric intake, and exercise a little bit more, because you'll get results from that, but the body will basically adjust for the lower amount of calories, and you'll hit your plateaus and everything. And so it's important that you fast to lose weight, unless you are exercising very very, very regularly, and with good exertion and keeping the calories very low. But even then, a lot of people hit those plateaus. With fasting, you don't hit those plateaus. And so when I eat, I can't stop eating. That's a trait of an addict. And so I think that, when people are going to see their doctors and complaining of, obesity, that the doctor needs to treat them like an addict. And you treat an addict by abstaining from the pill or the medicine or the drug that is causing the issue. And so by abstaining, the addict loses a lot of the temptations and feelings for the toxin, or not necessarily the toxin, the situation, but for what it is that they are addicted to. And so, like I said, when I eat, I want to eat. Just like an alcoholic, when they drink, they want to drink. They can't stop. I can't stop and I want to eat. So I eat large portions. And so that's why small calorie or low calorie meals never work for me. I've tried the small portions of meals. I've done the meal delivery services. I've done the HCG diet. I've done the hit the gym hard and eat a little bit less or eat less. None of that stuff worked. I've always, dropped maybe 5-10 pounds from it, but I always hit the plateaus. And so fasting is the guaranteed most powerful method for losing weight. And so again, think of being overweight as an addiction to food, and how patients that are addicts are treated in drug and alcohol clinics. And that's how our medical community needs to begin responding to patients when they come into the medical doctor's offices, that they are an addict. And when you treat an addict, you abstain from something, so they should be fasting. As I've said in prior videos, a lot of the cravings that I have are gone for bad foods. I no longer have the desire to stop at fast food restaurants on a regular basis and eat the poor quality foods that I used to, and drink the Diet Cokes and the sodas that I used to. And even on my non-fasting days, I eat when I want. If I want it, I'll go get it. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I just don't even want it. Salt and vinegar chips have been sitting in my cabinet for months now, and I used to eat a thing of those every single day. So fasting eliminates the cravings and helps you eat a better diet overall. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I'm going to go through my stats really quick. Currently at 215.6 pounds, so now over 20 pounds down here in the 12 days. 29.0% body fat. Glucose coming in at 80. Blood pressure 112 over 88. And resting pulse in at 95. So thank you for watching day 12. We'll be back in here tomorrow on day 13. Thanks.